Stopping scrolling is easy actually. Let me tell you how. It's 10 a.m. and you just got in from work. Your feet ache after the 12-hour shift and your eyes sting from the lack of sleep. You are starving, but you're too tired to prepare any food. You go to the kitchen and pour yourself a bowl of cereal or milk. This is the nutrition that you carry with you upstairs to bed. You eat, wash your face, peel off your uniform and dive into bed. Next, you open YouTube to search for a podcast that will help you sleep. 2 hours later, you're still scrolling. Maybe you've fallen into YouTube Shorts. Maybe TikTok caught your eye. Or maybe an Instagram notification popped up and you clicked without a second thought. Despite your mental and physical exhaustion, you can't stop. Soon it's 2 a.m. and you have to be up for work at 6. If scrolling has a negative impact on our lives, why is it so hard to stop? Social media is designed to capture our attentions by stimulating dopamine. Health Direct describes dopamine as the brain's reward hormone. It boosts our mood and reduces stress, but once the rewarding activity is finished, we return to our baseline. In the end, scrolling exhausts our dopamine cycle, which means we must seek faster and easier ways to get a dopamine hit. This is why you can't stop scrolling. Except you can. And you know what? Oddly enough, it's pretty easy. We already know what entices us to scroll social media, but the first step towards breaking the habit is to know why it benefits you. Why were you seeking a dopamine hit in the first place? Do you scroll to alleviate boredom, to take your mind off work, or to distract you from feelings of anxiety? After all coping mechanisms are exactly that. They are often a way to mitigate feelings of discomfort or negativity. Next, replace the habit with something else so you won't feel the lack. If you're an anxious scroller, find a pocket notebook and use it to jot down your feelings or anxiety. If you're bored, use this notebook to sketch, draw, or even just scribble onto the pages until ideas start to emerge. Of course, the notebook method won't work for everyone. You might prefer to read a book, or even just watch your favourite series. This first step away from scrolling doesn't need to be shiny or productive. It's just the first part of a journey towards a more mindful existence and a better attention span. Now, it's time to find alternative ways to get your dopamine. In 2022, Guendelana Bastioli, Jennifer C. Arnold et al. Conducted a study on dopamine and exercise. Their findings suggest that voluntary exercise stimulates parts of the brain associated with dopamine release. This doesn't mean that you may have to go to the gym at 5 a.m. every morning to get your dopamine. Any activity that requires you to move, walking, running, dancing, even Pilates or yoga, will engage your brain and take your thoughts away from the notifications on the screen. Let's take another look at your scrolling habits. What kind of content entices you the most? Perhaps you're addicted to BookTok, house flipping, or clean with me videos. Maybe you just enjoy endless clips of baby pandas rolling out of their cots. Maybe it's easier said than done. Pay attention to the purpose scrolling serves you and see if you can find another way to access this interest. Schedule an hour of your day off to clean your space and add some cozy decorations. Or find a wildlife documentary that will give you more information of those wriggling baby pandas you love so much. What's more, what can this tell you about yourself? If you enjoy true crime content, maybe you're an analytical person with a keen sense of justice. Maybe you enjoy making a living space more beautiful. If you really can't get enough of baby pandas, that suggests you are a caring individual who values nature and wants to learn more about the natural world. If you're a doom scroller, perhaps your empathy drives you to learn about troubling aspects of the world around you, so you can better understand your fellow humans' plight. Of course, we all have bad days, and there may come a time that temptation is too much and you pick up the phone. While accountability is important, don't judge yourself too harshly. After all, free time is life's most precious commodity, and it's your choice to do with it what you will. If you're committed to beating the scrolling, implement safeguards. If you pick up your phone, set an alarm to make sure you only scroll for 20 minutes at a time. Plan a dopamine-rich activity to do afterwards, so that you're excited to turn off the phone when the 20 minutes is up. Let's say you have tried these techniques, you have tried journaling, you know the reasons for scrolling, and you have taken up yoga to try and distract yourself from the urge to scroll. Still, you have not been able to break the habit. Still, the phone, with its urgent messages and brightly coloured reels, is calling your name. That's okay. As we have already seen, Scrolling is designed to take advantage of your brain's dopamine response, so it's natural to feel drawn back to the digital void. But desperate times call for desperate measures. It's possible that, in the middle of your scrolling sojourn, you have seen others posting about a dopamine detox. This trend, which is sometimes referred to as a dopamine fast, involves turning off all your smart devices for 24 hours. The aim of this measure is to reduce the effects of scrolling on the brain. Some influencers go to great lengths to deprive themselves of all dopamine during this period, but apparently this is not the correct way to fast your way out of a scrolling addiction. During this 24 hours, healthy, or should I say natural dopamine is acceptable, and indeed encouraged. Depriving yourself of the dopamine you get from exercise, joyful eating, and engaging with family and friends in real life is a sure way to set your brain clamouring for its fix. By disengaging with dopamine altogether, your brain will associate time without your phone with feelings of boredom and loneliness. So if you're going to try the detox method, make sure you have plenty of natural dopamine drivers lined up. See your friends, exercise, spend some time with pets, read a book, etc. Finally, learn to value reset. Tired minds are often more likely to take the easier route to feeling better, and you may have to work very hard to afford any rest at all. It's okay to lie on your bed and close your eyes for 20 minutes in between shifts, if you have that luxury. You are allowed to eat cereal for 5 days straight if it allows you more time to unwind after work. Resist the temptation to fill every moment of your life with productivity and stress. After all, if you're scrolling for hours on end, you can be sure that your mind is not getting the rest it needs and deserves. Do you struggle with scrolling? How do you curb your impulse to check social media? If you have any tips or tricks to beat social media addiction, please share them below in the comments to spread the knowledge. If you enjoyed today's video, I'd be so grateful if you could click like and hit subscribe. It's an easy way to support the channel and to see more videos like this one in your newsfeed. Thank you so much for watching. See you next time. Goodbye.